Hello, okay, now it does look like we're live. I just had some internet connection problems, so hopefully we'll stay on and be okay. I do have both of the children at home today, but they're eating some snacks in the other room, so we might get a chance to actually look at something. Now, I have had quite a busy week, but today is a day that I'm just doing the odd bits and bobs rather than actually baking. And I thought I'd give you a little inside look into what goes on in my kitchen during the day. And today I'm doing a little bit of airbrushing. So I thought I'd show you just how to do like a basic leaf. I've got lots more to do, but I thought it might be interesting for you. So let's have a look. I'm going to turn the camera around. If I can figure out how to do that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, that's the view from my house. There we go. Everything is set up on cardboard because I'm going to be doing the airbrushing later. But to actually make the leaf, I've just realised there's lots of shadows. I've just got these shapes cut out, and this is edible wafer paper. I get the premium stuff just because it's a lot better quality and it's easier to work with. So I've literally just cut out a little leaf shape, and then all I've got is a little paintbrush and some water. And the first thing you do, I'm doing this all with one hand because I don't have a little stand, is brush water over the whole of the leaf. Not too much because your leaf will dissolve into nothing otherwise, so you just need a little bit. Then this is some florist wire. You place that on top, but not all the way to the top because naturally a leaf wouldn't have a middle part that goes all the way to the end. So just press that down lightly. Now I don't have water right at the top of my leaf here, so I'm just going to add a little bit there and around the edges. And then you get your other shape and try and line that up as best you can. This is very tricky to do with one hand. There we go. And then you just place that and push that on top. And that is fused shut now. So now we have a leaf with a wire through the middle. Here are some that I made earlier. Real Blue Peter moment there. You can join them together at the bottom as well to give it a little bit of a natural curve. But to be honest, with these kind of leaves, I do actually prefer them flatter. I don't know why. Just personal preference, I suppose. So this obviously is area where I did some eucalyptus leaves a couple of weeks ago for a wedding cake. So this is my fail-safe. If you ever do any airbrushing, make sure you've got an area covered because it does end up everywhere. So today I am using the Watson and Webb Airbrush that my mother-in-law got me. Thank you. And I really do love it. It's amazing. So Watson and Webb. This is the actual airbrush machine with the different modes. I always do mine on low just because it gives me a little bit more control. This is a lovely cleaning pot. So later on, I'll be going on to lots of different colours. And it just means that I can clear my airbrush out in between, which is quite handy. So in between colours, you just kind of flush through this part with... Would have been nice if I got my nails done, wouldn't it? I've just noticed that, sorry. With water, and it clears it all out before I go on to my next colour. But today, because we're doing leaves, I'm just going to be doing green. So these are the little pots that you get. These ones, I believe, are water-based. Oh, there we go, it's refocused, lovely. And it's just Watson and Webb green. So basically, I've poured some of that into the well at the top of the airbrush. It should refocus and show you. Ooh, there we go, it's in there. And when this is switched on, all you do is pull this back and that opens up the airbrush. And basically, the more you pull back, the more power you have. And then when you're actually doing the airbrushing, the closer you are, the finer the line. And the further away you are, the wider the spray. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, you're not going to be able to hear me when I turn on my airbrush, probably, because it is very noisy. So I'm about to do that, and I'll just show you what kind of effect you get. Now, I'm going to show you on the cardboard first, because my leaves will probably blow away with just one hand. So I'll show you the different effects you get on the cardboard first. So as I say, you might not be able to hear me. I'll try and talk anyway, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so let me just pop that in there just while I'm switching the airbrush on. I'm just going to put it on a low mode just to get more control. So switch it on. There we go. You might still be able to hear me. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. Now, if I'm closer in, I'm pulling back and it makes a nice little dot. If I'm further away, I'm pulling back and it's a wider spray. Okay, so you can do lots and lots of lovely little details or get a good coverage. So I'll go with my leaf. It might blow away, we'll soon see. I'm just going to gently go over the top of that and just give it an even coat, and then I might do a little bit darker just around the edges to give it a bit of a shadow effect. So if I switch off my airbrush machine and I'll show you in the light. Here we go. Hopefully it'll refocus. There we go. So it's slightly lighter on this side now and darker on this side to give it a bit of a shadow effect. Remember, when you're doing leaves, need to do the other side, otherwise it won't look very realistic. Now, because this is water-based, it is slightly wet. And with this being wafer paper, what will happen now is it starts to get a little crinkle down the edge, especially where I've used more of the airbrush. But that's quite nice with leaves because it makes them look slightly more natural. And also, when you're lining the two pieces up that I showed you earlier, you want to try and make sure, like this one, that they're as close as can possibly be, because otherwise you do end up like this one. I probably won't use. Oh, refocus, please. It's going to refocus. There we go. Because can you see it kind of overlaps on this top bit here? Not quite right. So you want to be super careful when you're doing that, because with wafer paper, you can't really, once you've pressed it down, pull it off again because it will just tear. It's quite fragile stuff. So I'm just going to do the back of that one again and just show you what it looks like finished. So here comes the noise again, sorry. So I'm switching it on down to low mode. Just a general coverage. So I'm quite far away from this leaf just to make sure I'm not. And then just down the one side a little bit extra. There we go. Back in there. There we go. Okay. So back of the leaf, front of the leaf. And once you've got that with lots of little flowers, it does look really, really pretty. If you have a look, I'll turn you back round so you can see me now. Hang on. Ooh, here we go. Hello. So if you have a look on my page, I've just done a cake dummy for Swallowtails because I'm now their recommended supplier, which I'm really, really proud about, actually. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But basically, I hope I'm allowed to say that now. I think I'm allowed to say that now. I made them a dummy cake, so they've got one there, they've got two there actually, but the one that I'm talking about is like a swirly royal icing one, and then it's got a wafer paper flower bunch on top, and I've got the pictures of that on my Facebook page and my Instagram page, so go on, check that out and see what they look like all together. So wafer paper flowers, airbrushing, that's kind of what's involved. Flowers are a little bit more technical because you've got the different petals and things, but I tend to build the flower up as a whole and then airbrush it because you can choose whereabouts you want the colour to go a little bit easier. So that's just a little insight into what goes on in my kitchen during the day when the children are leaving me to get on with things, that is. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. Go and check out my page. Oh, Swallowtails. So Swallowtails are offering wedding packages now, if you haven't seen. It's absolutely beautiful setting on the harbour. Tony, the manager there, is sensational. She's absolutely brilliant. And I know that anybody that has a wedding there will be so happy just because of the service that she provides, if nothing else. And yes, so I hope I'm allowed to say now that I am being noted as their recommended supplier for cakes there. So she does have the two dummy cakes, which you can see on my page as well. I think there'll be more news to come with that, so keep a lookout. I'll share Swallowtail's information on my page as well, so that you can see about the wedding packages and everything there. But do check out their website because they have a lot more information about it. And yeah, thanks for watching this morning. Hope you've enjoyed a little bit of airbrushing. If there's anything else that you want to know about that you'd quite like to see me do in the kitchen, then please let me know and I'll do another live video for you. So yeah, comment what you'd like to see next. Nice chatting with you this morning.